Welcome to the Why Coaching Works podcast monthly bonus. My name is Monty Wyatt, and I'm here to take you on a journey into the world of coaching, executive leadership development, and business growth. Part of coaching is educational, where you learn and implement proven techniques and tips. As a bonus, each month, an episode is focused on helping you grow your skills to be a better leader and a better manager. So if you're ready to begin, get your pen ready and let's get started. Before we start today's episode, here's a short message from Adding Zero's Executive Development. As CEO, you demand performance and results from your team. If you're committed to developing a cohesive, driven organization that achieves successful outcomes every single month, we need to talk. It's time to see how organizational and executive development from Adding Zeros can help. We focus on strategic planning, executive coaching, team alignment and engagement, organizational culture, and clarity of implementation. Contact me, Monty Wyatt, by booking an appointment at AddZerosNow.com. That's AddZerosNow, AddZerosNow.com. If you're ready, now is the time. I have 2 coaching spots available for 2024. Lock in your team today. Now let's begin today's episode. Welcome to the Why Coaching Works podcast monthly educational bonus. I'm your host, Monty Wyatt. If you are a CEO, executive, or business owner, then this is the show for you. We call our audience the achiever because you're always striving for the next level. This is one of my favorite times of the year with my clients. We bring their leadership team together and do a process that I call strategic thinking, execution planning. It's a time to think strategically and plan for implementation. Oftentimes, many organizations miss that implementation discussion. Back in October, I shared 5 areas to start the process of planning and thinking about the new year. Today, I'm going to dig deeper into goal setting. I did this last week with a client, and the process got them excited and focused on their direction and their future. The first step was creating a 10-year vision of what they wanted the business to look like and act like. If you haven't done this before, I encourage you to do it with your executive team. Your team will certainly have ideas that you may not have thought of. I'm sure you might be thinking, 10 years is a long time away. The point of the exercise is to be creative, be visionary, and set an impactful goal. For example, how many lives do you want to impact in this 10-year period? How many states do we want to be in this time frame? It should be motivating for you to want to build and create it. I believe this following statement: we choose our future, then we determine the actions it will take to get there. The goal may adjust, but should stay consistent. The actions should change to meet the adjustment. This is the strategic thinking that I mentioned. Once we have our 10-year vision, it's time to go to 3-year goal setting. The question here is, what results do we choose to have in 3 years that will help us achieve our 10-year vision? Identify 2 to 4 outcomes or goals. It could be revenue, profit, market share, or any other outcome that is measurable. You want to make sure that they are realistic, but pushing you and your team to greatness. Once your outcomes or goals are clear, I like to identify 4 to 6 priorities that need to be focused on to achieve those results. These priorities are topics or categories of actions or initiatives that are clear and strategically needed to be proactive with. Here is an example. Let's say our goal is to double our revenue in 3 years. One of the priorities might be to implement an acquisition plan. We don't need to define the acquisition plan today, but we know we need to implement this plan over the next 3 years to meet our goals. You have a beginning of a great story, starting with the 10-year vision, then your 3-year goals and priorities. The next discussion to have is around your 1-year goals. These 1-year goals should be related to or the same in nature as your 3-year goals. Not the same numbers, but the same title of the goal, like revenue, profit, or market share, or any other outcome that's measurable. Your 1-year goals are benchmarks to achieve your 3-year goals. Again, be realistic, but push yourself and your team to greatness. Now that your 1-year goals are clear, it's time to identify your 1-year 4 to 6 priorities that need to be focused on to achieve those results. Ask this question: what must we get right in the next year to help us achieve our 1-year goals and keep us on track to achieve our 3-year goals? These priorities may be more specific than your 3-year priorities because of the time frame is closer. I want to share a critical point that many people either don't do or they have too many cooks in the kitchen. Every annual priority needs one owner or champion. This is someone who is responsible for accomplishing the task. They may not do all the work, but they are to ensure that the work gets done. Only one person can be the owner. Now it's time for the execution planning. This is where 90-day priorities and action plans come into play. Look at your priorities for the year, what needs to be accomplished in the next 3 months, and who is the owner. The owner is responsible for an action plan with dates and timelines to ensure we are making progress. The strategic thinking execution planning process is very intentional and clear. If you want to be intentional about your business growth and your business success, this is a great process to follow. If you'd like more details on the process or would like a facilitator to help you maximize it, direct message me and we can connect. I challenge you to have these discussions with your executive teams and then share the results with your entire organization. Your employees want to know where you are headed and how they play a part in the journey. Thank you for joining me today. Now it's time to get to work. Thank you for listening to the Why Coaching Works podcast. I hope this episode has helped you see that individual, business, and executive impact, growth, and development that coaching provides. Please take a second to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Each review helps me impact more people just like you and make a difference in this world. See you on the next episode of Why Coaching Works.